Think about the loudest manager you know. They run every meeting. People tiptoe around them. From the outside, they look like the engine keeping the entire company moving. This is the executive who commands the room, directing traffic on the factory floor and enforcing strict compliance. When a mid-sized business starts to struggle, the boardroom almost always points to the same culprits. They blame a bad market strategy or a lack of funding. But a closer look at failing organizations often reveals a completely different cause of death. The structure is rotting from the inside out. This suggests that the person generating the most visibility and control is frequently the same person creating the internal conditions for the business to fail. We usually categorize leadership styles as personality quirks or human resources problems, but we get better answers when we look at them as structural engineering. Imagine a small manufacturing company hires 2 production supervisors on the exact same day. They are handed identical budgets, identical teams, and identical resources. What separates them is how they are internally wired. Their core motivations are completely different, which means they will construct 2 totally separate types of operational machines. Mapping how a leader constructs their personal power allows us to forecast the team's efficiency and the company's long-term survival. Let's examine the first supervisor. This person is driven by groupism, personal influence, and internal politics. Because they crave influence, they build a specific structural model we can call the dependency loop. This animated diagram maps out how that model actually functions. Every single outer node, representing an employee, is strictly tethered to one massive central node. All decisions, information, and protections are forced through this single central bottleneck. To maintain this bottleneck, the supervisor actively isolates the team. They create internal camps, play blame games, and manipulate what upper management sees. In the short term, this actually looks like a success. The supervisor guarantees immediate compliance and makes sure upper management views them as utterly indispensable. Then the fractures start. Team trust disappears, employees stop sharing ideas to protect themselves, departments divide, quality control drops, and the best talent quietly leaves. The dependency loop inevitably breaks. Its productivity is artificial, relying entirely on fear and the constant political intervention of that central bottleneck to keep moving. Now look at the second supervisor. This person prioritizes continuous learning, shared accountability, and teamwork. Instead of a bottleneck, this quiet leader builds what we can call the autonomous system. This graphic shows a completely different architecture. It is a decentralized mesh network. Here, power and problem-solving are distributed directly across the team, allowing data to flow freely without a dominant center hub. The supervisor builds this mesh by involving workers directly in solutions and mentoring them to focus on long-term stability. The team handles localized issues autonomously. The atmosphere completely changes. The daily noise, fear, and drama are replaced by quiet stability. The team builds confidence and continuously improves the actual systems they work with. The autonomous system generates sustainable growth because the leader engineered a machine that functions perfectly without them needing to violently dominate every interaction. Fast forward 1 full year. The executive team reviews the output of both departments, and the contrast is impossible to ignore. Political motivation creates a loud illusion of control. Self-motivation creates the quiet reality of sustainable growth. The loud leader built a fragile fiefdom. The quiet leader built a resilient factory. For mid-sized businesses looking to scale, true long-term investment requires looking past the physical assets. Buying faster machines or adopting new software won't save a broken structure. Real growth requires designing a culture that systematically rewards self-driven, value-based builders over politically influential manipulators. Which system is your leadership building right now? Share your experiences with workplace politics down in the comments.